Hello everyone, this is Crystal Potthoff from Prayerful Arts, and today we're going to start another series of different ways to draw the same division, and this is what I call the 4-circle division. So I'm going to walk you through this. It might look complicated. I promise it's super simple. We're going to go through this step by step, and you can do this beautiful Pysanky too. So let's get started with the first division. For the first method for dividing these. I'm going to take my template and I am going to divide it into 4 long sections. So one line going all the way around the egg this way, and another one going this way. And now we're going to take our tape measure and mark out an equator. And just going to do it at the 4. One more. There we go. And we'll draw the equator. Now, this method for doing it is fairly similar to the way we did the wedding circle, and somewhat. So we're going to draw a triangle inside here in every other one, but it's going to go top, bottom, and it'll make the circles. So I'm going to draw a triangle that looks, oh, I didn't draw that very dark. Okay. So here's one section. All right, so now I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to make like a half circle. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then I'm going to do this. All right, now I'm going to give it a quarter turn. And now in this section, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to turn it so that the hole is pointing up. I'm going to draw here and here and here. All right, now we're going to give it, well, okay. Put the whole bottom, give it another quarter turn. And now we're going back up to what I'm calling the top of the egg. And we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. And one more turn. Whoop, oh, egg got away from me again. And do here and here and here. And now we'll do, I'm going to put the hole pointing up and do 1, 2, and 3. And so now we have a circle here. There's one circle. There's another circle. There's a circle. And there's a circle. So now we're going to start waxing it. And what I am going to do is I'm going to wax it. And then once I have the circles waxed, then I'll start deciding what other elements I want to put into this. So I'm ready to put wax on this. And one of the reasons I'm going to put wax on it before I draw some of the other lines is because there's a lot of lines in here I'm not going to put wax on. It will help me to see the design better if I put these on here now. So I'm just going to draw the 4 big circles. Starting right here. And you can see that these circles, they all kind of touch each other. Like they're supposed to give the appearance of just barely touching. And in some cases when I drew it, they did touch, and in some cases they didn't. So as I go to put the wax on it, I want to make sure that they come to a spot where they just barely touch, except maybe not here on the bottom. We'll just guess that they touched on the bottom when they got close. And I am using my Libas Electric with the medium tip. All right, there's one. Now we'll do this one since we're right here. And I think it needs a little encouragement. There's my wire. All right, here we go. There we go. There's some nice wax coming out. Right, and let's do this one. That's where they barely touch. Well, perhaps it's time to really clean out the quisquas. Ah. Where did I stop? Right about there. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, that's some beautiful wax coming out there. All the way to one spot and one last circle. And I put blue wax in it, but it must have had still some of the black wax, so it got different colors wax, but it's okay. It all gives the same lovely coverage. What's tricky for me is when I get to the top part, I want to make sure I do the curve and not that straight line. I almost did that earlier and I caught myself. Okay, so now we have the 4 circles all waxed. Now the next thing I'm going to do is in these little triangle areas, I'm actually going to make another triangle inside of it. So I'm just going to do that. I didn't draw it out. I'm just putting the wax on it. This actually helps give a little more definition to the circles by putting this on this extra line here on it. And the last one. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to think about what we want in our circles. And what I did was I took a template, and this is the 1 5/8. It kind of just happens that it's almost the same shape as the hole. It's not going to be exactly the same because the hole is not exactly, or not the hole. The circle we drew isn't exactly circle, but it's kind of close. So what I'm doing is I'm marking, you can see I kind of put it at the top, and now I'm going to mark a line going this way, and if I hold on to the pencil, a line going this way. Now, if you don't have a template, you can just eyeball it. And I would go like from the bottom. And then you just kind of look at that line and say, okay, where's halfway? I think it's there. So now I'm going to draw that. And then once I draw that, then I'm actually going to draw these. We're going to do a very simple pattern on this one. And then we'll start ramping it up. Now I've drawn it all the way out there, but what I really want to do is I want to put a little bit of a border in here. So I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to draw it like there, there. You can measure it if you want. If you're more comfortable measuring this out, you can. All right. So now, and I'm going to do that in all of them, but let's wax this now. And then I'll go back and do it in the other ones. Some more wax in it. Wipe it off. Give it a little encouragement. Okay, let's see how we do. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this line that I drew in between there. Right. This. So this one can be a little confusing because, like I said, there's a lot of lines that you don't put wax on. So what you could do is you could draw the initial division with the lines going around it like that in the equator. You could do that with one color pencil, and then you could use another color pencil to draw what we used to draw the circles when you were drawing the triangle in between. You could choose a different color for that, if that helps. Okay, so now I'm going to wax these lines here. And I'm waxing them a little bit differently than what I drew. I'm trying to make them a little more even than what I drew with the pencil. All right. And now we're just going to put some star points on it. So they're just going to go like this. And I didn't measure it. I just went with it. And looks like it's working out well. Okay. So one of our circles has an 8-pointed star, and then we have this. Now I'm going to repeat that on all the other circles. I was going to say squares. They're not squares, they're circles. And then we'll come back and we'll be ready to add some color. I'm back, and I have dyed the egg yellow. This was the Ukrainian gift shop yellow. Now I'm going to add my elements that I want to be that color. And I'm going to keep it a little bit simple, but I'm also going to add something kind of different and fun. So I am using my Lubas Electric with the fine tip. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some lines in these. I'm going to alternate it. So, and I want to try and do the same number in each one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to skip that one. So I did this one, and then I did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now you don't have to do it this way, but what I'm trying to do is make it look like there are circles going around this, and that's why you kind of need them to be the same number. Now I'm going to put some in the areas where I don't have the stripes, so they're going to go here. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I like the way that's looking. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now the last one. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to get fancy on you, but not too fancy. You'll be able to do this. In this area here, I'm going to put a wavy line. And it's just going to kind of a big wavy line. So it kind of goes all the way up to the top and the bottom. You can sketch it out ahead of time if you want, but you don't have to. But the only thing you do want to make sure is that when you get to the point where they meet up, that you swoop your line so that it meets up. Now, if you don't want to do this, you could put dots in it here. You could put like straight up and down lines if you wanted to. Again, I would probably draw that out so that you zig where you zag. What else could you put in here? You could put a little pine needle design in there if you want. Oh, I think this is going to work out very well. Okay, that worked out well. Now I have that. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to do some curly cues. So where it goes like that, I just go like that. Okay. Like that. I'm going to do that all the way around. See, it's just a little swoopy thing. If you're not sure about it, practice on some paper. Practice with your Kiska on paper. Practice drawing it with a pencil. And I'm doing mine this way. If it's easier for you to do your swirling around the other way, do it that way. However is easiest for you. All right. And now we're going to turn it upside down. I'm going to do the same thing over here. So those are going to go like that all the way around. I like doing this type of thing on an egg because it looks really fancy and it's really pretty easy to do. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do that in the other ones and then we'll be back with the next color. All right, so I have all of my elements waxed that I want to stay yellow. And now I want to add just a little bit of green. So I am going to use, I'm not going to put the egg in the green dye. I'm going to use one of these. It's called a micro brush. I received some in a goodie bag at an event I went to, and I had like 3 of them, and so I really liked them. So I bought some more, and I bought 500, so I probably have a lifetime supply of them now. But they're really nice. I just put it in there now. Where I'm going to put the green in here, so I'm just going to cover it with this, and it's okay if I go outside the lines of this area, but that's really the only place I want it. So do that, and then I'll dab it off. And if you don't have green, you could also use a light blue color, because blue and yellow make green. So you could do, if you don't have a green dye, you can use blue. Oops. I smeared that one over there. That's okay. Because after we do the element that I want to be green, then I'm going to dye the egg in the orange, the Ukrainian gift shop orange. That will get rid of the excess green because the orange doesn't have vinegar in it. And then if it's not a dark enough orange for me, I'll put it in another color. I have the Ukrainian gift shop pumpkin, and I also have Pysanky a carrot made up. So I'll use one of those too if I want it, if I think it needs to be a darker orange. Okay. All right, that's good. Put all this off to the side. And now I am going to put wax in my kiska. And again, kind of keeping the whole design simple. I'm just going to put some pine needles in here, and the pine needles are a symbol for everlasting life. So they're going to go like this. And I'm not going to have them touch. I'll put something else there in the center. So do that. Do that on all of these. And I failed to mention the symbolism behind some of the other elements. So the wavy line is a symbol for everlasting life. The 8-pointed star is a symbol for Christ. And the stripes are for the wounds that Christ bore for us on the cross, the scourging, and his humility and love for us to do that for us. And I think I just have one more. Right there. Okay, and after I do this, then I'll dye the egg orange, and we'll be back to put some more wax on the egg. Okay. All right, we're back, and I have now dyed it orange. And this is the orange. I didn't put it in any other orange. I like it. It's kind of a nice bright orange. You can see where we didn't wax this part that was green, that you know, it's all orange now, and that's because the orange doesn't have vinegar in it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my medium Kiska with some more wax in it. And the first thing I'm going to do is in the center here, I'm going to put a dot that touches all of them. And I'm going to do that first before I forget. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, perfect. Right now, I am going to fill in. Let's see, which ones do I want to fill in? I want to fill in. I want to fill in these. I'm going to fill these in with the orange. Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I had thought about this before, but I failed to write it down, so I had to remember what I was going to do. All right. So all of them that do not have, just in the star points, that do not have stripes, I'm filling that with wax because that is going to be orange at the end. And one more. All right. So I will go around and do that on the other ones. And then I am going to dye it in the scarlet. And now we have this beautiful scarlet colored egg. And I'm going to go back and again use my Lubas Electric with the medium tip. And get it blotted off all the way. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is everywhere that I have the stripes, I'm going to fill that in the rest of the way with wax. So the stripes will be red with yellow, or these points will be red with yellow stripes. And I'm going to do it here too. This will be the final color, which I think I'm going to go with black. I thought about doing a different color, but these are pretty colors. And I want them to really pop. So fill that in. Fill this in. This has been kind of fun to do. Not adding. We're gonna delve into this pattern a little bit more with a couple of other ways that it can be drawn out and put maybe a little more detail into the pattern. Yeah. 2 more areas. And then we're going to add just a little bit more red to it. Cover a little bit more in wax. Okay, so now I'll do that on the other circles. And then the other area I'm adding wax for red elements are where we made the dot that was orange. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. So it'll be orange and red. And then this area here, I am going to wax in completely. So that will also be red. Okay, so I need to do this, and I need to do that on the other ones. And then I'm going to dye it black, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. And here we have all the colors are on it, and we just need to take the wax off of it. I put this directly into the black, and after the first 3 minutes, it wasn't really dark black, and that happens often when your egg is scarlet or red and you put it in the black. So I let it sit for a couple minutes, and then I put it back in the black, and then I got this nice black. The other thing I could have done was I could have put the egg in a green, a dark green, but I was already using the dark green for this egg that I've also been working on, which was dark red, and then I put it in the asparagus, which is a Pysanky USA color. I got this beautiful rich brown, and this was a light brown egg, so I'm really excited to see how both of these came out. Anyway, I'll be right back. And here is our completed Pysanky. I love the way it turned out. It's so adorable. And here's the other one that I did on the light brown egg. Whoop! Got away from me there. On the light brown egg, that it's a really rich brown color. I love it. So next week we're going to do this division again, but we're going to draw it a different way, and we're going to amp it up a little bit. I'll see you then.